¿Qué onda, vatos? Thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast, California once again. Let's go ahead and get on with the topic of today's ride. Let's talk about the Sportster S, the new lineup, the new category on Harley-Davidson's website, on Harley's website, the sport, and stuff that I'm probably looking forward to. Like I said, the Sportster S is a little bit too much for my taste. It's a little bit too out there. It's just not my type of bike. But I am looking forward for potentially what's to come in August, the dealer event. I would like to see a few more Revolution Max models, bikes. And you know what? Honestly, everybody's talking about a touring lineup with that liquid-cooled engine to kind of compete against the Challenger, the Indian. It's a great bike. I test rode that bike sometime last month, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. It felt smooth. Man, that thing felt light, even though it's heavy. It was a great bike, and I'm looking forward to what Harley-Davidson can do with this new frame. It's a light frame. It's a light bike. The engine itself is part of the frame. It's a great design, so I'm looking forward to it. And like I mentioned in those other videos, I already test rode the Pan America as well. This was, you know what, maybe 2 months ago, and man, that bike, it felt great. It was a little noisy. The valves, I was able to hear them, but that could have been something related with the cold start or something like that. Typically, from what I've heard, those bikes are a little bit louder. And you know what, the 1250T it's a different tune. Maybe there's just different adjustments from the event. They didn't really announce much overall, if it's detuned, retuned, whatever you want to call it, but I'm looking forward to it. And it's just all the way around, it's good stuff from Harley-Davidson. People will finally stop.
One eternity later.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it. All right, I'm already rambling. Getting back on on what I would like to see. Now, I've already made 2 other versions of touring in the Softail lineup, Milwaukee 8. I would like to see the Iron 1250. Honestly, I mean, they mentioned in the event for the Sportster S that they cranked the design, that they cranked the loudness of the design all the way up to 11. So I would like to see it, like I said, toned down just a tad bit. I would like to see an Iron 1250 for sure. Something with mid controls, with the narrow front wheel, something that's not as drastic and as dramatic as the Sportster S. It's a good looking bike, but it's just not for me. So I would like to see a 1250 Iron, an Iron 1250, and maybe even an Iron 975. I mean, that engine is producing 121 horsepower at almost 100 foot-pounds of torque. That is just, it's that's a lot of power. And that bike only weighs 500 pounds. It's actually lighter than the Sportster itself. So I'm excited. And I believe a 975 on that bike, typically it's not too much of a difference. Maybe we're looking at maybe 100 horsepower and maybe 70 to 80 foot-pounds of torque. Who knows? And like I mentioned, all of this is going to depend on the timing and everything that Harley-Davidson can do. They could retune it. So there's a lot of possibilities. A 975, I don't even think that's much of a downgrade with that bike. I mean, with that Revolution Max. So technically, I'd be happy to see like I said, an Iron 975, or maybe even a Roadster. A Roadster 1250 is something that I do want to see. Dual disc brakes, a nice looking wheel, and more of a, I guess, you know what, it's actually kind of like a Sportster S, but without the big front wheel and dual disc brakes. So something like that, I'd be very keen to purchase or seriously look at. On maybe even a 975 Roadster as well. So just, like I said, I'm excited to see what's next. And with that frame and everything, it's just it's gonna be something special. Like I said, the power, the weight, the seat height, everything's gonna be something that I believe beginner riders are gonna enjoy. They could cut back quite a bit to kind of bring that price down, because quite honestly, $15,000 is a little high, but I mean, they're giving you a whole lot of power, torque, style, technology, the Bluetooth, the GPS, infotainment system, everything. They're giving you a lot for $15,000, and you also have ABS, you have RDRS. Holy crap, they're giving you everything. But I would settle for a little bit less. Like I said, a 975. I would like to see that bike around 10 to maybe even $12,000, depending on the 975 and on the 1250. So, and kind of like what they did with the Street Bob, with the that $600 increase, which is technically only, what was it I said, $400? Technically, it's only a few $100 once you account for the price increase, that extra seat in the back. Not to get too off topic, but yes, something like that would be very nice, to have the option to not go a little bit overboard on the budget. But I mean, if the difference between the 975 and the 1250, or what else they might offer, if it's only about $1,000, kind of like what they've always done with all their models, the Pan America and the Pan America Special, they don't really make it too difficult for you to decide on which one you want, because these specials are actually, they're like a great deal depending on what you're trying to do with the bike and everything else. You know what, I'm not gonna go off the topic too much, I'm rambling again, but overall, I'm just excited. I'm happy. I want to see, based off of the categories and what they're doing on the website, this whole sport category, that we should see a bigger expansion on. I would say by the dealer event, and who knows, they might even bring back the Bronx to kind of compete a little bit more against the FTR. The FTR is a great bike. It's a beautiful bike. I was on that bike last month or 2 months ago, and man, I enjoyed it. It felt great, and it looks good as well. I mean, I believe that goes for about $16,000. The one that I like, the FTR Carbon. I mean, you know what? I don't really know the names of the Indian lineup or bikes, but I did enjoy them. I did like them, and I'll be doing some comparisons with Harley-Davidson and Indian pretty soon. So you guys just stay out there, stay safe. You guys let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see from the Sportster S lineup. Just share your own thoughts. You guys had a lot of feedback on the other video, so now I guess we could probably look forward to August and just kind of predict what Harley-Davidson's going to do next. You guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.